Yo, 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 what's going on? Canal here, Bulls on Wall Street. I hope everybody's having a great time today. I want to talk to you about a strategy I've been using a little bit lately on very specific days in the market, which is when I see an inflection point in the market, I go in and use a futures trade to actually leverage the opportunity of what I think is going to be happening in the general market. And so what you'll see here is the last couple days, you had this like huge pullback in the NASDAQ. So you got this pullback into the Qs where you got all the way down to support here. See this? Where you're at support and you're at that lower Bollinger Band. And so, my thinking today was that, if the market can open down weak, at the open, we're probably going to get a rebound. And so one of the things that happened was when the market dipped down and broke below yesterday's support, yesterday's low, what you'll see is a lot of people wanting to short that. But what they forget is that the bigger picture of the daily says that we're on support, and that we tap into it, we're probably going to be bouncing. This market does not like to fall more than a day or two. About 2 days is about the kind of max that it typically falls in terms of big down days. So, I'm looking for a long on this. Now, the thing is, you can long, say 500 shares of this and, catch a nice rip on it. Maybe you'll make $1,000. But, when you can trade futures contracts, which just gives you the leverage to trade the NASDAQ. And what you can do is use that to actually really grab some just epic gains. I made about $2,800 essentially trading a very simple setup. And so, right, I used that fake breakdown on the QQQ. And once we started to remount its MAs and we broke this high of day, I knew that most likely that the market is about to run. And so I added just one contract, so one share of the NQ, which in futures, there's no pattern day trade rule in futures. I had one contract. It cost about $500 in margin, depending on the broker. That's what it is at mine. And you catch those like these epic rips. And so just a rip like this, I believe, what do you get, about $25 per point? $20 per point. So say you added 5,700, right? You get $20 for every point. So even if you had one contract and it ripped up $20, that potentially right there is $400, right? And so that's pretty darn cool. And so now what's happening is as this is happening, I'll sell into the spikes, and as it pulled back to support, I re-added some, and then I essentially added two contracts on this epic flag break here. And so two contracts, now when you got two contracts, guess what? You're getting $40 per point. So what you can see here is like you go from 5,719 all the way to 5,754. That's 30 points, right? Now you got two contracts. Guess what? You're really starting to nail some huge gains. I made $2,800 here trading with minimal size. Most of the time I was flipping around one or two contracts back and forth. I did a bunch of trades in here within it hitting the dips, and I got stopped out a couple times. But what I wanted to really just hone in on was how you can use other instruments but still use the same tactics that we use for stocks. So like whether it's futures or I trade these Bitcoins, I trade this ETH, I use the exact same tactics, the same moving averages, the same principles of momentum to leverage my gain. See, what we do is we're momentum traders, we're trend traders, right? So we search and hunt for where the trend is. So I don't care what the vehicle is, whether it's stocks, it's futures, it's the Bitcoins. Where there's momentum, what I teach and what I do and I spend my career doing will work. In absence of trends, then everything is a lot more muddled, right? It's harder to do everything. You have to use different strategies like range strategies. But I thought that was cool. I only started trading futures like 6 weeks ago. I didn't even know what one was. And then one of my students here, Jake the Snake, was like, dude, I've been trading these futures. And I'm like, oh, let me open an account and see what's going on. And we end up doing the same shit. And it's fun. You get a lot of leverage. There's a lot of action. And dude, it's a whole new frontier for me. So I'm excited to kind of bring this on and show you some of the stuff I do with it. But I thought it was a really interesting way to leverage your gains. And then, I'm still trading stocks. I made $1,000 or $1,100 trading stocks on CBI and Shop. But today, with the gap up in the market, and there were some stocks running and stuff, I saw the main opportunity in just trading the actual index, right? And then using the futures contracts to really lever it. So I hope that helps, guys. And let me know if you have any questions. Good to see everybody.